Hi everyone, Zoe here. I'm going to go over my reactions to the videos and then talk a little bit about the chapter in this week. So when I watched the videos, I hadn't read the chapter already, and my initial reactions were that I weren't too surprised that's what a counseling session would look like. I worked in the mental health field for a few years and was advised by counselors about some tips and tricks, if you will, about how to speak with clients to make sure they feel listened to and keep neutral ground between us. So I wasn't too surprised about that. Something that I noticed between all of the counselors, which Chapter 8 calls checking your understanding, is that they check their understanding. So all of them would ask the client, is this how you feel? Do I have this right? This is what I'm hearing from you. And the client would have the opportunity to confirm or deny that. So that's something they all did. Something else they all didn't do, which is good, is they didn't give advice. I saw opportunity for this in the homesick counselor, where she could have said, well, why don't you try doing this to make friends or to build relationships? But it wasn't about that. She didn't do that. She just listened and remained neutral, as all counselors did in the videos. They all remained neutral. Something else I noticed differently, again in the homesick counselor, is she was more obviously expressive with empathetic behaviors, as I would call them. So her face was very concerned. She would say, yep, okay. And she just seemed more empathetic to the situation than the other counselors did. Again, this might be due to the specific therapeutic relationship she has with her client compared to the other clients and the other counselors. So something else they did differently, and then the dancing or helping counselor, he was a little different than all of them. He didn't check his understanding as much, even though he still did, and he asked his client more questions that hadn't been talked about previously. So instead of saying, well, I hear you feel anxious or confused, he would say, tell me how this has helped you. How has dancing helped you before? How about this, that, and the other thing? So that was a little bit different. I think they all did great. I'm not surprised. Again, this was just a short snippet of a bunch of sessions. So, but from what I saw, wasn't too surprised. Some minor differences and a lot of similarities. Some questions I have about the skills learned in Chapter 8 and how to implement them was something that stuck out to me was don't be a cheerleader. So don't tell your client, wow, I'm so proud of you, that's great, congratulations, that sort of thing. They say to be encouraging instead, and thinking about that, I guess I'm having difficulty finding the line between being encouraging and being a cheerleader. So I'm wondering what you guys have to say about that. Thanks for listening.